The young waitress quietly reached into her apron, counted every dollar she had earned from the day's tips, and handed the money to the cashier before anyone could stop her. An elderly stranger sitting alone looked completely defeated after discovering he couldn't pay for his simple lunch. Other customers shook their heads, whispered impatiently, and looked away. The waitress smiled, paid the bill without asking for anything in return, and returned to work as though nothing had happened. She never imagined the quiet old man she had just helped was one of the country's wealthiest billionaires, secretly searching for proof that genuine kindness still existed. By the next afternoon, her ordinary act of compassion would change both of their lives forever. If you believe kindness is more valuable than money, compassion changes lives, and everyone deserves hope and a second chance, please like this video, leave a meaningful comment, share it with someone who needs encouragement today, and subscribe to our channel for more emotional stories that remind us what truly matters. 27-year-old waitress Abigail Turner had learned early that life rarely followed perfect plans. After losing both of her parents within 2 years, she postponed college to raise her 16-year-old brother, Mason. She worked double shifts at Maple Grove Cafe, returned home each afternoon to help Mason with schoolwork, and quietly dreamed of one day opening a neighborhood bakery where every child could enjoy a warm meal regardless of their family's income. Money was always tight. Every tip mattered. Some weeks Abigail carefully calculated every grocery purchase just to make rent on time. Still, she believed kindness should never depend on how much someone owned. Across the city, 73-year-old billionaire Charles Whitford carried a different burden. Having built one of the nation's largest transportation companies, Charles possessed more wealth than he could ever spend. Yet after retiring, he found himself wondering whether people treated him with respect because of his character or because of his fortune. His late wife had often reminded him that the truest measure of a person's heart appeared when nobody expected a reward. Those words stayed with him. One bright afternoon, Charles dressed in ordinary clothes, left his luxury car behind, and walked into Maple Grove Cafe without security or assistance. He ordered homemade soup, fresh bread, and tea before quietly enjoying the peaceful atmosphere. When the cashier presented the bill, Charles reached into his pocket and realized his wallet was missing. He searched every pocket twice. Nothing. Embarrassment spread across his face. Several customers sighed impatiently. One man complained that people should never enter restaurants without money. Charles quietly apologized and offered to return later after finding his wallet. Before the manager could respond, Abigail stepped forward. Without hesitation, she emptied the day's tip envelope into her hand and paid the entire bill. The manager whispered that she didn't have to do that. Abigail simply smiled. She said everyone deserves dignity, especially on a difficult day. Charles thanked her sincerely. She replied that she hoped someone would do the same for her father if he had ever been in that situation. She never asked his name. She never expected repayment. She simply wished him well and returned to serving other tables. Charles left the cafe deeply moved. The following morning, he asked his assistant to learn more about the remarkable waitress. He insisted on respecting her privacy and only gathering information necessary to understand her circumstances. He soon discovered Abigail worked nearly 70 hours each week while supporting her younger brother after sacrificing her own education. Her dream bakery existed only inside a worn notebook filled with handwritten recipes and sketches. Charles smiled sadly. She had given away money she could scarcely afford to lose. A week later, Charles returned to the cafe. This time he introduced himself properly. Abigail nearly dropped the coffee pot when she recognized his name. She immediately apologized for not recognizing him. Charles laughed gently and admitted that was exactly what made her kindness so meaningful. She had helped a stranger. Not a billionaire. Not someone powerful. Just another human being. Instead of handing her a large check, Charles asked whether she would allow him to see the notebook containing her bakery ideas. Abigail hesitated before bringing it from home the next afternoon. Every page revealed careful planning, recipes inherited from her mother, cost estimates, community meal programs, and dreams written during late nights after exhausting shifts. Charles read every page slowly. He wasn't impressed by the business projections. He was impressed by the heart behind them. Together, they developed a practical business plan. Charles connected Abigail with experienced mentors, accountants, and local entrepreneurs. Rather than giving her success, he gave her an opportunity to build it herself. Months later, Maple Hearth Bakery opened on a sunny corner downtown. Fresh bread filled the air each morning. Children laughed while choosing pastries. A small sign near the entrance quietly read, "If you are hungry and cannot pay today, please come inside anyway." Nobody knew Charles had suggested those exact words after remembering the afternoon someone protected his dignity. The bakery quickly became a gathering place for the community. Teachers met there after school. Retirees shared stories over coffee. Families celebrated birthdays. Every Friday afternoon, Abigail prepared dozens of free lunch boxes for elderly residents living alone. She never advertised the program. She simply believed kindness grows stronger when shared quietly. Mason graduated from university and helped manage the bakery's finances, ensuring it remained successful while continuing its mission of serving others. Years later, journalists often asked Abigail how she built such a beloved business. Most expected her to describe financial strategies or marketing plans. Instead, she always told the story of one ordinary afternoon when a stranger forgot his wallet and reminded her that generosity is never wasted. Charles visited the bakery every month. He never requested special treatment. He usually sat by the window enjoying soup and fresh bread while watching children smile. Abigail always refused to let him pay. He would quietly leave a generous donation inside the community food fund before leaving. Neither of them mentioned it. Some traditions needed no explanation. Before this story comes to an end, we'd love to hear from you. Have you ever experienced an unexpected act of kindness from a complete stranger? Please leave a meaningful comment below because your story may inspire someone else to help another person today. As another warm afternoon sunlight streamed through the bakery windows, Abigail watched a young waitress from another restaurant quietly pay for an elderly customer's lunch. She smiled, realizing kindness has a beautiful way of traveling from one heart to another. Charles looked around the busy bakery and understood that the greatest investment he had ever made wasn't measured in profits. It began with a waitress who gave away her last tip simply because someone needed help. If this story touched your heart, please like this video, leave a meaningful comment, share it with someone who needs hope today, and subscribe to our channel so you never miss another emotional journey. Remember, the smallest act of generosity may become the beginning of someone else's miracle, and you never truly know whose life you are changing when you choose kindness.